Now we are live stream them. So once again, a very warm good morning to our honorable speaker, Dr. Ruchi Tiwari. And once again, a very warm good morning to our Dean Sir, all the faculty members who have joined. And a very warm good morning to those students who are with us on YouTube Live. So today was the second last day of our program, FDP program. And today with us, our honorable speaker, Dr. Ruchi Tiwari. Here I'm coming up with a brief introduction of her. Dr. Ruchi Tiwari has a 15-year experience of academic and research in Department of Pharmacy at the Pranveer Singh Institute of Technology, Kanpur. She has completed her PhD from Jaipur National University, India in 2013. She has completed A1 level course of French language by Lingua Franca Institute in 2018. She is a state president, Uttar Pradesh of Women's Forum Society of Pharmaceutical Sciences and Research, and a life member of Foundation of Health and Environmental Research. She is serving as a co-investigator of the project entitled Development of Topical Polyherbal Ethosomal Gel of Treatment of Diabetic Neuropathy, sanctioned by the Council of Science and Technology UP in 2018. She has a 4 patents granted and 14 published. She published 68 research and review articles in Scopus and SCI Index journals with Google citations 2487 and H Index 15. She has written 17 textbooks, out of which Intellectual Property Rights and Drug Regulatory Affairs, a textbook, second edition, Nirali publication 2018, has gained enormous fame in India. Her biography features in Marcus, Who's Who in Medicine and Healthcare, and invited for the Great Minds of 21st Century 6th edition. She is nominated by American Chemical Society for the consideration of membership. Many students have successfully completed their postgraduate degrees, M.Pharma and PhD under her guidance. She has got a conference granted from Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam University on the titled Role of Intellectual Property Protection in Pharmaceutical Industries. And last but not the least, she has developed e-lectures for the students for Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University, Lucknow. She delivered lecture in different training modules, including training session in DST and IIMT, sponsored by TEDP, WEDP, and EDP programs. So all with this brief introduction, I again welcome our honorable speaker, Dr. Ruchi Tiwari, and may I request our speaker, ma'am, to come up with today's session. Welcome, ma'am. And I am handing you a host right, ma'am. You are host now, ma'am. You can start.
So thank you so much, sir, for the nice introduction. And first of all, I would like to thank Team IIMT who are conducting this very knowledgeable faculty development program and inviting me as a guest speaker to share my views on the topic importance of artificial intelligence in pharmaceutical industries. We all know that we are living in a data-driven age, and it is very it is the very important part that we are dealing with AI. We are living in AI-based world now. So today's topic is importance of artificial intelligence in pharmaceutical industry. I'm going to share my views on this particular topic. So nowadays, various companies across all pillars of the industries are adopting big data and AI technologies. So why not pharma industry? Pharma industry is also flowing in the same stream of river. So let's have a discussion on certain sectors in which pharmaceutical industry are dealing with AI and machine learning algorithms. So I'm going to share some sectors. These are some sectors which have been included in table of content. So basically AI can be stated as a computing system, and it is able to engage in human-like processes such as learning, adapting, synthesizing, self-correction, and use of data for complex processing tasks. We as a human are able to deal with these tasks. And now we are able to design a computer system. Now that computer system will be able to do these particular tasks. So when it comes to pharmaceutical industry, AI basically presents an ocean of untapped opportunities for business transformation. And like big data along with AI powered analytics has brought about a radical shift in the innovation sector of the pharmaceutical industries. So in pharmaceutical industry and healthcare industry, due to its versatility and efficiency, AI can be adopted in most of the departments to enhance basically data processing, accelerate the procedures in terms of drug discovery procedures, manufacturing procedures, R&D procedures, and lot of procedures are there in pharmaceutical industries, and those procedures can be easily dealt with the AI based systems, as well as create new knowledge. So these are the basic sectors in which AI has been engaged its role in pharmaceutical sector. AI in pharma basically refers to the system of interconnected and automatic technologies, basically in recently in biotechnological industries, which can function autonomously. And autonomously means with little or no human intervention. So here are some AI and machine learning have basically revolutionized the industry, and it led to certain inventions in terms of, like you can see, this is the virtual assistance. This has been provided by AI based app. The second most important thing is self-driving cars where AI is working, then chatbots, smart homes, and surgical bots also. So this is the surgical bot, which is having an importance in various surgeries, which is nowadays called robotic surgery. So these are the certain areas or the sectors in which AI has gained its various importance. According to Tractica, the global artificial intelligence software market is forecasted to grow from $10.1 billion in 2018 to now $126 billion by 2025. So there is a big market, there is a big AI software market in the world. When we talk about the pharma industry, AI has a bright future in pharma industries too. In fact, I'll be telling you 10 top most important pharmaceutical companies that are the big companies that have either expressly collaborated with or acquired all artificial intelligence technologies to take advantage of the opportunities and opportunities in times of to bring AI onto the table. So more importantly, executive across the pharma industry are looking at the ways to collaborate with the AI in their line of business, including healthcare or the biotech industries. To be more precisely, biotech industries are adopting this scenario of AI and machine learning. So additionally, various big pharmaceutical players are there, which are already getting their feet wet in the world of machine learning and artificial intelligence. So these are the list of certain big pharmaceutical companies: Novartis, Roche, GSK, AstraZeneca, Merck, Sanofi, AbbVie, Bristol-Myers Squibb, Johnson & Johnson, and Pfizer. So these are the big pharma companies who are dealing with the AI and machine learning. They have developed their own machine learning algorithms to deal with the drug discovery process, R&D processes, and various processes of manufacturing of dosage forms also. Now, the first sector in which AI is dealing is research and development. So pharma companies around the world are collaborating with the advanced machine learning algorithms and AI-powered tools to streamline the drug discovery process. See, the drug discovery process is kind of a sector which requires at least 12 years, and it takes almost $126 billion to be invested. And what will be the return on investment? There is a very low ROI the companies are having. So once the company will deal with the AI based R&D sector, their time of drug discovery process will be reduced, as well as the money, the investment they are doing on the particular. So this capability is excellent for studying the patterns of various diseases. So we can study the different patterns of the diseases. Likewise, nowadays coronavirus is spreading too much. So in order to get the database to analyze and to predict whether in which area it will be more spreadable. So these all things can be handled by the AI based softwares. Um, and of course, for the recognizing which drug compositions would be best suited for treating the specific trait of a particular disease, that can also be done by AI. Now, the pharma companies can accordingly invest in that particular R&D of such drugs that have the highest chances of successfully treating a disease or a medical condition. So in that way, the pharma industries will reduce their ROI, as well as reduce the time consuming to take the drug into the market. So that is the big advantage of using AI in R&D sector. The second most important sector is drug development. As recently I have been discussing, like it takes much money, it takes much investment to discover a drug and to get that drug molecule into the market. It takes time, it takes much investment. And that investment can be around 161 million to $2 billion for a drug to get through the complete process of clinical trial and get the FDA approval. So this is the huge money that that a pharmaceutical industry has to be invested if they are following the conventional protocol for drug discovery and development. So this data has been collected from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. So according to the MIT study, only 13.8% of the drugs are successful in passing their clinical trials. So this is the reason why pharma companies are increasingly adopting AI to improve the success rate of new drugs and create more affordable drugs and therapies, and most importantly, reduce the operational cost. Operational cost as well as time, both will be reduced once the pharma industries are dealing with the AI and ML based algorithms. So AI holds the potential to improve the R&D process from designing and identifying new molecules to target based drug validation and discoveries. And trust me, AI can do it all. Now, the next sector is related to the diagnosis industries, where the doctors can easily diagnose any trait of a disease by machine learning algorithms. Here, doctors can use advanced machine learning systems to collect, process, and analyze vast volume of patients' healthcare data. Likewise, nowadays, data and several IT industries are doing. They are focusing on the pharmacovigilance. They are collecting the data worldwide. So this is the reason we are living in a data-driven age. So healthcare providers around the world are using machine learning technology to store sensitive patient data securely in the cloud whether they can store in a cloud or they are having their own centralized storage system. And that storage system is called electronic medical records. So once the electronic medical record have been saved in cloud or their centralized system, the doctors can refer to these records as and when they need to understand the impact of a specific genetic trait on a patient's health. So machine learning system can use the data stored in electronic medical records to make the real-time predictions for diagnosis purposes and suggest proper treatments to the patient. So that will be a big solution to collect the patient's history in a particular cloud. The next important sector is disease prevention. Of course, the pharma companies can use their artificial intelligence to develop cures for both known diseases as well as for the rare diseases. So nowadays, pharma companies are focusing on the currently running diseases, not on the rare diseases. Running diseases means they are dealing with the Alzheimer's, they are dealing with the traditional diseases like Parkinson's and all. They are not going to deal with the rare diseases. Why? Because of the very low return on investment. Because of the very low ROI compared to the time and cost it takes to develop a particular drug for a rare disease. So according to the global genes, nearly 95% of the rare diseases don't have FDA approved treatments. However, thanks to artificial intelligence and machine learning abilities, these particular technologies have changed the scenario rapidly. And now the scenario is changing better. Next important sector is epidemic prediction. We can predict the epidemic epidemic outbreaks by AI and machine learning algorithms. So this AI and ML based technologies feed on the data gathered from disparate sources in the web. We have Google data analytics to get the various informations, to get the various things on the basis of a particular disease, where it has been spread or where not. So, and they connect that study with the geological backgrounds, environmental backgrounds, as well as with the biological factors on the health of the population of different geographical locations. So by connecting these particular dots, by connecting these particular factors, the AI and ML algorithms can be able to predict the epidemic outbreaks. And this AI and ML technologies are already used by many pharma companies and healthcare providers to monitor and forecast the epidemic outbreaks across the globe. Now, these models become useful for underdeveloped economies also that lack the medical infrastructure and financial framework to deal with an epidemic outbreak. So this technology is very useful for predicting any epidemic outbreak in a particular geological condition or worldwide. The coming sector is remote monitoring, and we are all aware about this remote monitoring. We all, most of us are wearing certain wearables. That wearable is based on AI algorithm and will remotely monitor the patient suffering from life-threatening diseases. We are having certain wearables manufactured from Apple, or different companies have developed their own wearables to monitor the patients who are suffering with the life-threatening diseases. For instance, like Tencent Holdings collaborated with the Medopad, and the Tencent and Medopad, they both have been collaborated to develop an AI technology as well as to remotely monitor the patients with Parkinson's disease. They are focusing on the Parkinson's disease, and they also worked on the process to reduce the time taken to perform a motor function assessment from 30 minutes to 3 minutes. Now the time which monitor the motor function. That has been reduced from 30 minutes, which was the conventional process, to the 3 minutes after adopting the AI technology. So that motor functioning time has been reduced to the 3 minutes only. By integrating this artificial intelligence technology with smartphone apps, it is possible to monitor the opening and closing motions of the hand of patient. Once we are like these companies, the Tencent and Medopad, they have collaborated to overlook the Parkinson's patients. So how they act? They act in a cyclic manner. They integrate the AI technology with the smartphone app, by which they monitor the opening and closing motions of the hands of the patient. And then this will, on detecting the hand movement, the smartphone camera will capture the pic, and it will determine the severity of the system. The AI will determine the severity of the system, and on the basis of frequency and amplitude of the movement, it will determine the severity score of the patient's condition. Now, in case if the severity score is less, then that AI-based system, AI-based software will allow the doctors to change the drug as well as the drug doses remotely. So remotely, the doctor will prescribe another drug or the drug dosage. That doctor will be able to change the drug protocol. And if the severity score was found to be more and the condition is very critical or the worse, that will demand the treatment to be upgraded. In that case, the AI will send an alert to the doctor, and it will arrange a checkup. So this is the importance of AI-based remote monitoring of health. And this remote setup, it will help to eliminate the need of travel back and forth to the doctor's clinic. Traditionally we generally go to the doctor's clinic, we make a long queue and we are waiting for get an appointment to the doctor. So these types of tedious tasks can be reduced after adopting this AI technology in remote health monitoring. Yes, AI has its importance in manufacturing also. I have heard Dr. Satyaprakash sir has taken the same topic as a lecture, and he has discussed about the manufacturing of tablets. And also my respected Kamla Pathak ma'am has also taken the topic 3D printing. So 3D printing comes under the AI-based manufacturing system. 3D printing, and by layer we can design several dosage forms. So pharma companies can implement AI in manufacturing process for higher conductivity, for the basic higher productivity, improved efficiency, and faster production of life-saving drugs. So AI can be used to manage and improve all aspects replace the time-consuming conventional manufacturing technique, thereby helping the pharma companies to launch drugs in a market much faster and at cheaper rates as well. So by 3D printing, we can design a dosage form in less time as compared to the conventional methods. So apart from increasing their return on investment substantially, by limiting the human intervention in manufacturing process, AI would also eliminate any scope of human error. So once we are going through the AI and machine learning algorithms, of course, the human error will be almost negligible. There will be zero error will be there. Yes, in marketing, we are dealing with AI. So given the fact that the pharmaceutical industry is a sales driven sector, so Basically, the pharmaceutical industry is totally based on the marketing. Now, AI can be a handy tool in pharma marketing also, because by using artificial intelligence, pharma companies can explore and develop unique marketing strategies that promise high revenues and brand awareness also. So AI can help to map the customer journey also, and thereby allowing the companies to see which marketing strategy, which marketing technique lead the visitors to their site, and ultimately pushed the converted visitors to purchase from them. So that all things can be handled by AI. And in this way, the pharma companies can focus more on those marketing strategies that lead to most conversions of the customers and increase the revenue, as well as brand awareness can also be increased. Now, here are the some steps to adopt the artificial intelligence in pharma sector. There are three basic steps. The first one is we can collaborate with an academic institution that is specialized in AI R&D to guide the pharma companies with AI adoption. The second stage can be collaborate with the companies that is specialized in AI-driven medicine discovery to reap the benefits of expert assistance, advanced tools, and industry experience. And the last stage is to train the research and development and manufacturing teams to use and implement AI tools and techniques in the proper way for optimal productivity. So once we are adopting these three stages, of course, we'll be getting high efficiency products, and of course will be getting high ROI also, return on investment pharmaceutical industry will get. Now I want to discuss some major areas where AI can be seen as a positive force in the pharma. So these are the some big pharma companies who have collaborated with the AI based companies to enhance their efficiency of production, as well as different areas. Like, let's have a discussion. The first thing is discovery and development of new drugs. As I had a discussion with you all, like it takes around 12 years to get a drug discovered and FDA approved and will come into the market. It takes around 12 to 14 years to go through all these processes. So 9 out of 10 clinical trials fail to make it to trials, and a lot more don't reach FDA approval stage, which and of course it will drive the cost of drug discovery and development through the roof. So these three are the big bucks that can be reduced by adopting AI technologies. So against these particular backgrounds, there are few companies out there which are using AI to redefine the pharma and cut the drug development times. So so that the associated cost of developing new drugs is staggered at around $1.2 billion. See, once a pharma company is collaborated with AI, the basic thing is like the big data. It has a great potential to slice down the cost of new drug R&D spread, like which for the 10 biggest pharma firms is close to $70 billion annually. So there is an example of collaboration between Cyclica and Bayer AI collaboration. So both companies have collaborated to give a better drug discovery platform. So in late 2018, Bayer announced an artificial intelligence collaboration with Cyclica to take its discovery of peptide drugs to the advanced level. So they have collaborated for the discovery of peptide drugs. So they will also combine Cyclica's differential drug design technology and AI platforms to come up with the multi-targeted state-of-art drug designs. So this one is the biggest collaboration. The second collaboration is between the Bayer and Merck. So these companies, both companies have been collaborated, and there is an AI partnership that will help radiologists identify the patients with chronic pulmonary hypertension faster. So this collaboration will basically give a boom to the radiology department. Like CTEPH, which is a disease called chronic thromboembolic pulmonary hypertension. So this particular CTEPH not only affects 5 people in every 10 lakh, but its symptoms are also very similar to those other conditions like COPD and asthma. So the doctors, so the radiologist can easily be confused whether this is a COPD disease, or it is an asthma disease, or it is CTEPH. So Bayer and Merck has decided to collaborate with each other, and they have opted the AI-based software. And this tool employs the machine learning to comb through the image finding from pulmonary vessels, lung perfusion, and cardiac checkups, as well as the clinical history of the patients. On the basis of these areas, this software, this tool, this AI-based tool will help to find out whether the patient is suffering from CTEPH or not. So this CTEPH AI-based software jointly developed by Merck and Bayer. And this way, radiologists will be able to analyze these images quickly and efficiently with a zero error. Now, here are some benefits of CTEPH pattern recognition artificial intelligence software. Like the patients can be easily diagnosed whether he or she is suffering from CTEPH or from the COPD or from the asthma. So earlier diagnosis will give the earlier treatment, and in that way we can save the life of patient. The second major collaboration is between the Novartis and the Novartis uses the artificial intelligence. So this is the big company which is nowadays using AI for several sectors like drug discovery platforms. Novartis is using AI for patient adherence, for clinical trials. They are using AI-based system softwares. So the scientists at Novartis Institute of Biomedical Research, they are using AI technology to gather, analyze, and gain insights from clinical trial data from the area of the internal source. Like Novartis is to keep track of trial enrollment, as well as they predict associated cost and quality assurance too. The results have been quite surprising, with the institute reporting 10 to 15% decrease in patient enrollment times, especially during the early stage of clinical trials. It means there is lack of patient adherence during the clinical trials. 10 to 15% patients have they withdrawn from the clinical trial. The patient adherence was very poor. So what they did, they developed an AI-based software which works on the processing of human eye. How? The human eye use highly connected neural networks to transform the perceived light patterns into the shapes and colors. We all know. We associated with familiar faces, objects, and other things around us. So adopting the same thing, adopting the same neural network of human eye, the folks at Novartis taught a computer algorithm to recognize subtle changes in the cells when treated with certain experimental compounds. Like the scientists at Novartis are collaborating with the deep learning to mimic how our eyes and brain process photographic information. So on the basis of this, they have developed a software that will monitor the patient adherence. So the computer neural network predicted almost 100% of the results for cells treated with 100 mysterious compounds, even at the various level of dosage form. Likewise, you all are aware about the in silico trials, in silico studies, that is docking. So that is docking is also an example of AI based and machine learning algorithm. So we don't need to go to the lab and do several practicals to determine whether this molecule is compatible with this or not, whether this molecule is binding to that receptor or not. That all things can be conducted through the AI and machine learning based softwares. Likewise, docking. We are doing docking nowadays. Then the next partnership is between Boehringer and Bactivo. Both have been partnership. These are the partnership AI-based companies, and they collaborated to improve the quality and speed of drug discovery. See, the time is like we can call it totally integrated medicines engine platform. So this time has been developed to boost the efficiency, speed, and quality of drug discovery from small molecule, which will lead to the compounds. So it essentially brings together the powerful drug research experience at Boehringer and the state-of-the-art time drug discovery platform to discover new medicines. New medicines for ALS means amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, as well as for the traditional diseases like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's disease. So this partnership will see the reduction of time to take drugs to the market for treatment of conditions caused by defects in mitochondrial functions. So they have been collaborated to take the drug, to discover the drug, and to take that drug into the market for treatment of these diseases, basically ALS, Parkinson's, and Alzheimer's disease. Then the next collaboration or the use of AI is in the company named Verge Genomics. So this Verge Genomics is basically dealing with the brain disorders. And in order to treat the brain disorders, Verge Genomics brings together a breakthrough. And they have developed a software-based, machine learning-based AI system, which will reduce the drug development process for discovering various different life-saving therapies like brain diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, autism. So several, Verge Genomics is a company that is dealing with the brain disorders only. And in order to deal with these particular brain disorders, they are developing their AI-based softwares. The next big collaboration is between the Meerut. Meerut is an Irish-based startup. So it is an Irish-based startup which uses AI and other novel technologies to facilitate the discovery of new and more robust food and healthy ingredients. Because Meerut stand with the nutrition, so it is basically deal with the food and healthy ingredients. It is an Irish-based startup. So Meerut has collaborated with the BASF, and BASF will take the advantage of this partnership to develop novel functional peptides derived from the natural products. Because Meerut are dealing with the natural products, and BASF has collaborated to develop a new peptide drug, which comes from the natural origin. So BASF will use Meerut's AI and DNA analysis capabilities to predict, analyze, and validate peptides from natural sources. And the main goal of BASF is to discover and deliver to the market peptide-based therapies that will help and treat the conditions of diabetes. Then, of course, we actually, once a company is dealing with a clinical trial, it is very tedious task to get the patient adhere towards their dosage. So there will be a lack of drug adherence. So to overcome this problem, every company partnered with the New York-based company AICure. So AbbVie and AICure, they have been collaborated to reduce, to enhance the drug adherence. The basic aim of these companies' collaboration are: the first one is to enhance the drug trial vigilance and improve the drug adherence. And the second task is, in this collaboration, AbbVie used facial and image recognition algorithm of AICure mobile SaaS platform to monitor the adherence. So on the basis of facial expression of a patient, that AI-based software will recognize whether the patient has taken his or her drug or not. And it will force the patient to take their drug at a particular time. So to be more specific, the patients take a video of themselves swallowing a pill using their smartphones, and the AI-powered platform confirms that indeed the correct person swallowed the right pill. So that will be monitored by the AI-based software. And that has been developed by AI Cure. I think Dr. Satyaprakash sir has shown you the video of this AI Cure based software. And the results were amazing, which will improve the drug adherence up to 90%. So that software developed by AI Cure with the collaboration of AbbVie, they have developed a software that will enhance the drug adherence up to 90%. Next collaboration is between the Bayer and Genpact. So Genpact is also a big company which is dealing with the pharmacovigilance data, and Genpact's AI solution has been used severely in clinical trials to change the dosage given to specific patients to optimize the result. And Bayer takes advantage of Genpact's pharmacovigilance artificial intelligence to not only monitor the drug adherence, but also detect the potential side effects. Okay, so these pharma companies collaborated with AI-based companies to not only monitor the drug adherence platform, but they also collect the patient history. They also monitor the different side effects coming out of by taking a particular drug. So all things have been managed by AI, and all things have been saved into a cloud or a centralized system. Now, using AI to make sense of clinical data and to produce better analytics. Yeah, we all have heard about the IBM. So this IBM Watson has collaborated with certain companies, or you can say several companies has been collaborated with the IBM Watson for their clinical trial data for developing good patient history. So these are the list of certain companies who have been collaborated with the IBM Watson: Mayo Clinic, Perficient Partners, Medtronic, Illumina, Pfizer, Merck Company, Bristol-Myers Squibb. So these all the companies who have been associated with the IBM Watson to for their pharmacovigilance, for collection of patient history in terms of pharmacovigilance. So the next example is Apple's Research Kit. So Apple basically makes it easy for people to enroll in clinical trials and studies without having to go through the physical environment. Okay, so it's a digital world, and of course the Apple has been developed a particular software in which the patient has need not to go physically and enroll himself or herself for the clinical trial. They can enroll themselves through the digital software, and it's a clinical research ecosystem designed around its two flagship products like iPhone and Apple Watch. So Duke University uses patient data collected by these Apple devices and AI-driven facial recognition algorithm to identify children with autism. So there has been a software developed based on the facial expression recognition. Now, there is also a big collaboration of Roche company. So this Roche has been collaborated with Orkin to speed up the drug discovery, development and trials. Roche has also collaborated with the Flatiron to accelerate the cancer research and improve patient care. Roche has also been the collaboration with the SciAps for AI-powered healthcare software and precision medicine. And also it has been collaborated with the GNS Healthcare for big data analytics company. So this is the big data analytics company which will collect all the data from all over the globe. Novartis, in the same way, has associated with the Massachusetts Institute of Technology for collecting the patient history, IBM Watson, Quantum Black, and Intel. So these four are the collaborations of the Novartis. Now, recently, last month, I've got this news from the linked, and in India, there is a big diabetology center called Dr. Mohan's Diabetology Center. So this is the first official closed loop artificial pancreas which released in India, which is called MiniMed 780G insulin pump, and it has been developed by Medtronic. It was fixed for 2 children with type 1 diabetes at Dr. Mohan's Diabetes Specialties Centers. And this machine has been designed and it is working on the basis of AI and ML algorithm. So this is the example of AI, of usage of AI and machine learning based algorithm, artificial pancreas. Now it is available in India and has been installed in 2 children with the age of 11 years in Dr. Mohan's clinic. Now there are certain challenges to adopt AI in pharma industries. What are those challenges? Of course, we are unfamiliar to the recent technologies, and due to lack of proper IT infrastructure, we are unable to do so. And much of the data is in a free text format. We have not aligned those data. Those data are in free text format. Likewise, once we are not compiling the electronic medical record, it means it will be in the free text format. There is no use. So AI is already redefining biotech and pharmaceutical industries, and 10 years from now, the pharma will simply look at the artificial intelligence as a basic everyday technology. And yes, the only question is how long will pharma executive wait till they jump on the wagon and they collaborate with the AI to improve their operational efficiencies, outcomes, and of course the profits. And at last, according to the head of informatics for chemical biology, the machine learning is pointing us to new therapeutic possibilities with unprecedented efficiency, and it has an unparalleled ability to teach us about how our drugs are working. So there is a need to use artificial intelligence and machine learning in order to develop new medical devices, in order to go through drug discovery processes, in order to adhere to the drug adherence, in order to develop research and development programs, in order to get more return on investment. Yes, for everything, a pharmaceutical industry has to adopt AI and machine learning algorithms. Thank you. That is what I wanted to share with you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for this wonderful session.
Thank you, sir.
Madam, there is one query.
Yes, sir.
Biosensors, madam.
Sir, your voice is not audible.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Madam, there is a bit query related to biosensors.
Yes, sir.
Madam, are they a part of artificial intelligence, ma'am?
Biosciences, it means you are talking about which thing?
Madam, in a pharmaceutical field, yeah, somehow just like a targeted drug delivery system, we are using some biosensors.
Yes.
So it is a kind of a technology equipped with artificial intelligence, or it is a part of artificial intelligence?
Yeah, of course. Different softwares we are having. Likewise, we are design expert. Nowadays, we are using design expert to optimize the dosage form, and without going into the lab, we can easily sit at the table, and we can design the dosage form. We can optimize several dosage forms by using a particular software. Likewise, design expert. So either it is a bioscience, or it is if you are dealing with the targeted drug delivery system or anything, if you are going to develop a particular dosage form, yes, of course, you can design a dosage form by using 3D printer. We are having 3D printer to design a particular dosage form, as well as if you are talking about the biosciences or a particular drug delivery system. Yes, we can design a software to study these types of systems. Likewise, I think you might have heard about the drug design software. We can, and SPSS software is also there. So these statistical and targeted systems are designed to give you an optimized view without running the practicals.
Madam, in the field of medicines, there is one nanorobots.
Yeah, nanobots. Yes, sir.
Yes, nanobots. Okay, madam, they are supposed to be injected in a patient body. Madam, now the query is, madam, they are somehow maybe controlled by some kind of an external machine, or they are self-equipped with a kind of intelligence, ma'am.
They both things can be there. Okay, so they can be operated, they can be monitored by the software outside in the computer, or they likewise I think you might have heard about the wires that have been their AI based system installed in them to reduce the blood clotting into the blood. I might not having the
angiography, ma'am.
Recently I have gone through the link last week, and there is a such research, not angiography. That research was based, I am not having that video, otherwise I will show you, like that thread, that that thread will be able to go into the blood vessel, and wherever it will found the blood clot, it will reduce the blood clot, and it will diagnose that particular blood clot, and it will reduce that blood clot over there. So this is the AI based system. So that can be there. Two things can be there. You can either operate it through the software into the computer, or it can be AI based. You can install certain conductors or anything like the nanobots are having.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
So once again, thanks for this wonderful session of our second last day, ma'am. And myself, Vivek Verma, on behalf of IIMT College of Medical Sciences, IIMT University. First, I would like to thank to our Dean sir for giving this opportunity to me, ma'am. And I would like to thank to our honorable speaker, Dr. Ruchi Tiwari, for his wonderful session on artificial intelligence. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to all the faculty members who have joined and linked with us. And once again, thanks to all the students who have gathered on YouTube Live. So ma'am, with a hope that in a coming future, we will meet again in a such kind of activity, madam. So once again, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir.
And madam to hand over me the host, ma'am. Rights, ma'am.
So I make you host.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So shall we conclude, ma'am?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Once again, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Okay.